guys, I wanted to update my Nightblade tank video for you. It is made mostly for endgame trials. You can do all trials with it. I'm sure it's overkill for dungeons. So first of all, I will show you what food I use. It is the longfin pasty with melon sauce. You can use any of those good tri-stat foods. So when I put it on, that's what my stats change to. And then the potions you will use are the tri-stat ones. She happens to be my crafter, that's why I have so much crap on here. This is the food. And this is the potion that I make. You make it with columbine and mountain flower and bug loss, I believe. Okay, and just to show you my general bar setup, this is my staff bar. I have a lightning staff on right now. Use leeching strikes, inner rage, blockade of storms, mirage, and refreshing path. That generally stays the same with aggressive horn on the back. This one, silver leash, I will take off if I don't need to chain a lot of adds or if the other tank's doing it. Pierce armor, morph with the major fracture, major breach, heroic slash, and dark cloak is a heal over time, but I mostly use it for the minor protection. You don't want to spam this. This is not like a DK's green dragon blood or something. It lasts for 8 seconds, so just keep it up in your rotation. You can keep it down with blockade, that is also 8 seconds. Refreshing path is 12. You can reapply that early, but mirage is 26, so you can apply it every 3rd rotation. If you want to be safe, you can do it every 2 to make sure it doesn't fall off. And sap essence is one of the heals if you really need an extra block cost reduction. I've used this before in main tanking Vet Sunspire. You can throw on absorb mag, just don't use it. You can use this for the 8% and reduce block cost. Okay, so another thing that what I switched Silver Leash out for is Swallow Soul. So this one is a nice heal for you too. And you would cast it about the same timing that you would the Dark Cloak and the Blockade. The ultis that I usually use, the one I have on right now is Bolstering Darkness, just because it gives me major protection, which I was using for Vet Sunspire when caught in the breath, or when you're marked and you have a bunch of crap on you. The other one that I will slot is Soul Harvest. I don't actually use it, but while it's slotted, you can gain 10 ultimate when you kill an enemy. It used to just be while it's slotted, not when you kill an enemy, so it used to be a bit better, so I'm not as excited about it anymore. So keep an eye on your passives that you have in here. So I like to have Mirage on my back bar. You can restore some stuff if you happen to use that. And this isn't as excitable, but crit damage is nice for your heals. For Shadow, I would keep Refreshing Path on my back bar, and this is why I throw this on the front bar. So you can have increased health, stamina, mag recovery, and get Major Resolve and Major Ward when you cast an ability for 15 seconds. And increase your max health and the duration of your shadow abilities, so that's nice. And then for siphoning, I usually just keep this on. I keep the leeching on one bar and then Swallow Soul and or Sap Essence on the back bar, and this gives you ultimate gain when you drink a potion, increases your max mag while it's slotted, and increase your healing done to yourself, and you get 2 ultimate when you cast it. So this, you really get a lot of ultimate back with these skills. And I just have a couple, I'll just show you what I have in each of these purchased, but that's just not my normal setup. You want to have Crushing Shock and Elemental Drain morphed for if you ever need to use it for special situations. right now I do have Lord Warden on. I have a 5/1/1 set up, so that's why I have some of these points into the light armor passives. The mag recovery and spell resistance. But generally I'll do 6 heavy and 1 medium, or you can do 7 heavy too if you need more resistances. So this helps my stamina recovery if I have a medium, and then heavy you'll want all of the things in that. Okay, and in Fighters Guild you'll have Silver Leash. You can also throw on Ring of Preservation or the other morph, whatever you prefer, if you need to use that. I don't use anything from the Mages Guild, but you can use Mage Life if you want. I really don't recommend Equilibrium or Morph to Balance, because it reduces your healing. The reason you're really using your mag is to heal. You don't block as much with a Nightblade tank. You just keep your ward and evasion and heals up and such like that. Also, don't use anything from Psijic. You have plenty of mag and mag regen. You'll be fine. So, Undaunted, you want to have one of the altar morphs available, just in case. Shadow Silk for the synergy, if you want to swap out other things. Always keep Inner Rage on your bar. You'll want Bone Surge too for some situations, and Energy Orb morphed up in case you ever need it. And you'll of course want your passives. Okay, so just the Aggressive Horn. I don't actually use Barrier on this tank at all. You can level it up if you'd like, and the reason being for you increase your mag recovery for each support ability you have slotted. So you can throw on Guard, that will help with that too. This is another flex, is Efficient Purge if you need it in certain situations. I am a High Elf, and the reason for that is restoring Magicka and Stamina every 6 seconds. My max Magicka, and the spell damage is nice for a little bit of heal. It's not that big of a deal with the volume that it is. Make sure that you have your medicinal use, so your potions last all the way through cooldown. Okay, so I'll just show you on my character sheet. This is on my sword and shield bar. Okay, so you'll see max Magicka is just a tiny bit lower than the max stam, so I can regen stam when I pop the orb or the shard. And you'll see this is unbuffed. I happen to have the Lord on. Don't need the extra mag recovery so much, and do need a little bit extra health because High Elf. And I'll just show you on my back bar. I have higher max Magicka and lower stamina, so that if I need Magicka, then I can just pop the synergy on that bar instead. You don't need to do that, but I like having it set up that way. So I'll just show you with my buffs here. This is the difference in the resistances, 27 and 26 on the staff bar, and 30 and 30 on the sword and shield bar. Okay, right now I have on, this is my standard off-tank setup. I have Alkosh with an absorbed mag. You can do whatever you want on your front bar for the enchant, because the enchant's cut in half, so anything else that's good will be overridden anyway. And to keep the lightning staff on, you'll definitely want to do that in stam groups. You can use a ice staff and mag heavy groups. And I have Lord Warden on. You see this one is light. I just it's just what I decided to do with this one. And Evan. Okay, and another thing that you can do for your setup when you swap over to main tank is you'll want to keep on Alkosh, but you can throw on your Yolnikrin. You can use regular or perfected. If you can get your hand on perfected, it's even better. I have not changed it to have tri-stat glyphs on it. I like to usually put tri-stat on infused big pieces and other ones that I need to adjust for mag and stam. So this is what main tanks are usually using now, and a healer will usually be in Torig's. I do have Torgs available if for some reason the healer doesn't have it, but that just puts the Yulnukrin off the table. You will want to have the Yulnukrin available for certain situations on your weapons and jewelry also. So I have those available. It's nice to have leeching available as well. You don't generally seem to need that so much with the Nightblade tank, but it's cool to have for a selfish set. You can also use Battalion Defender. Haven't noticed a huge difference with that. There's a lot of options for selfish sets, so I won't really go over those ones so much. Okay, so for my champion points, these are the ones I've chosen for myself. So I like to have break free reduction, tenacity, arcanist, and I like having my stam recovery up. You do need to compensate a little bit because your leeching just gives you stam at the end of it when it expires. So it's nice to have this if you're in block heavy fights like Sunspire or on the Warrior and Hellra or whatnot. And I have a lot of into block cost reduction. I have these high for healing myself. That's what makes it effective to off-tank things when you're by yourself. And the rest of the blue tree doesn't really matter to me so much. You can do what you want with it. This is my red CP. I don't generally change it. I know some people do, but this seems to be a good variety. It seems to be very effective. And just to point out on my jewelry, I like to put on 1 shield play and 2 mag recovery. I do tend to keep what the traits are just because I play a lot of characters. I don't have a million transmute stones, so his are healthy and this is robust. You can try out Triune or whatever else you want to do. But as you can see, if I put on the Yulnukrin here, I do get some different stats. I did get a lightning staff, but I haven't changed it this character. I'm probably on my Dragonite right now. I also like to have Stonekeeper available. It's just reinforced because I haven't changed it to infused yet. But I really like the max stats that it gives and the regen. It's good in when you really need those. Oh, I meant to keep that on actually. So this is the setup that I use for main tanking VSS. You'll come across a variety of stuff for that. So just do whatever your group wants you to do. This is just what I happen to do in one of the groups that I run with. So I'll show you my stats are different. I still have more Max Magicka on purpose on my staff bar. And this is my front bar. I have a little bit more resistances, and you'll notice the health's a lot bigger and the pools are a bit bigger. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my updated Nightblade tank build. Let me know if you have any questions or if I skipped over anything. She has done a lot of stuff, as you can see, so still working on some of the things I've done, Dragonite tank and other things also. Alright, that is it.